Find out why Aaron Donald is the most overrated defensive player in history. Also find out why Russell Wilson is the most underrated quarterback in the NFL playing today. And finally, how you will get paid to watch this one. Let's get it.
This is Enough Said Sports.
Hey guys, I hope all is well in your world. It is all well here at Enough Said Sports as we come to you with another NFL preview and prediction video here on YouTube. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day or evening to support us here and watch us on YouTube. If you like this content, like picks like this, please join us on Patreon and support us there as well. Please check the description box below and click the link and become a true fan of Enough Said Sports to get the aid your bank account needs. Now, before we get into why I believe Aaron Donald is the most overrated defensive player in the history of the NFL and why I believe Russell Wilson is actually the most underrated quarterback playing in the NFL today, let's get into how you're going to get paid to watch this one. This particular matchup will be coming on Thursday, October the 7th. It's going to be the LA Rams traveling to play the Seattle Seahawks and dealing with the 12th man up in Seattle. The spread in this one is -1.5 in favor of the Rams, and the total is 54.5. This game will be coming on at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NFL Network. So starting out with the Los Angeles Rams, Sean McVay is the head coach of the Rams. They are 3-1. Last time out, they lost 37-20 to the Arizona Cardinals. Matthew Stafford is the quarterback. He's been playing very, very well this year. Total QBR is 76.6. He's got 11 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. Offensive line-wise, the Los Angeles Rams are ranked number 1 in offensive line efficiency in run blocking and pass blocking. Very, very good up front. Defensively, we all know the bell cow over on that end is Aaron Donald, playing really, really well right now, obviously. Really, really great player. Film-wise, up against the Arizona Cardinals, they looked really bad, defensively especially. But I will give the Rams one caveat as far as on the defensive end of the defensive side of the football going up against the Arizona Cardinals. They tend to seem to really struggle with super mobile quarterbacks like Kyler Murray, like a Lamar Jackson type. Those types of quarterbacks in the past have given this Los Angeles Rams defense trouble. They got lots and lots of pressure on Kyler Murray with great regularity, but he just kept escaping the pocket, and he really, really made him pay with his legs. He did a really good job keeping his eyes downfield and really making the Rams pay. He really picked this defense apart. This defense relies a lot on getting pressure with the front four. They do have a tremendous front four led by Aaron Donald. And generally speaking, they got pressure on Kyler Murray quick, but he was able to escape and then exploit the holes in the zone because they run exclusively, most of the time, run a cover 2 zone with 2 deep safeties. And, Kyler Murray picked him to pieces as a result of that. The Arizona Cardinals were able to have their way. And unfortunately, also offensively, when you look at him on that side of the football, Matthew Stafford was uncharacteristically inaccurate. He has been largely accurate this entire season, and he just had a bad day. I mean, that's just all it is to it. He just missed some balls there he normally would hit, and then missed some throws he normally would hit, and the game got away from him as a result of that. So they really, really struggled defensively, and that forced them out of character on offense, because a lot of people don't realize about this high-powered Rams offense. They like to run the football first to set up the pass, and they were unable to stick with the running game because this game just got away from them so quickly. Matthew Stafford had a couple uncharacteristic turnovers. Just went from bad to worse for the Los Angeles Rams up against the Cardinals. On the other side, Pete Carroll is the head coach for the Seattle Seahawks. They are 2-2, coming off a 28-21 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Russell Wilson Has been playing well this season, 60.8 QBR, 9 touchdowns to 0 interceptions, which is really, really impressive by Russell Wilson. Offensive line for the Seattle Seahawks is ranked 23rd in offensive line efficiency. They really, really struggle at the offensive line position. They've really struggled at the offensive line position since they paid Russell Wilson. That has been one big part of this football team that has suffered, and it has definitely shown through as the Seattle Seahawks continue to struggle with their offensive line. Bobby Wagner is clearly the leader on defense. Really, really great player on that side of the football. When I watched them on film, they looked very solid. They played a very clean game against the 49ers. They were able to generate pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo, knocked him out of the football game, and that pretty much sealed the deal for him. Trey Lance looked largely ineffective there for the San Francisco 49ers. Seahawks did a very, very nice job overall on both sides of the football, playing within themselves and doing and managing the game. I think Russell Wilson, especially, and I'll get into it in just a minute, how well he's managing the game considering everything that he has going on around him is quite remarkable in my opinion. So that brings me to the picking in this particular video. Here's my thoughts on it, guys. I like the Rams here. This spread is really, really small. It might go to 2.5. I saw some books already have it at 2.5 right now in favor of the Los Angeles Rams. I think with that small of a spread, I believe that the Rams are the best value here. I really like them to cover this, and they should be able to cover this with no problem, in my opinion. They're a much better football team. I'm not going to overreact to Matthew Stafford having a bad day. I'm not going to overreact to this Rams defense struggling against an incredibly hot and an incredibly mobile Kyler Murray, with now having A.J. Green on the outside alongside DeAndre Hopkins. They have some weapons that the Seattle Seahawks team just doesn't have. Now, granted, they do have Tyler Lockett. They do have DK Metcalf. They're nothing to sneeze at, certainly. But in my opinion, I don't believe they're the same caliber of an A.J. Green and a DeAndre Hopkins combo, alongside the fact that I don't believe Russell Wilson is quite as mobile as Kyler Murray. He is incredibly mobile, incredibly nimble, but don't believe he's got the type of breakaway speed and quickness that a Kyler Murray has. Some of those plays that Kyler Murray made against the Rams when I was watching on film, only Kyler Murray can make. So I think the Seahawks are in for it here. I think they're going to really struggle. I think it's going to be a very, very hard environment for the Los Angeles Rams to go into and win, but I do believe they'll get it done. I think they'll refocus on the run game. I think Sean McVay will start this game out. I expect, maybe 2-1 or 1.5 and to 1 run to pass ratio. They're going to run the football. They're going to run it with great regularity against the Seattle Seahawks defense. I believe that this Los Angeles Rams defense is going to eat up against the Seattle Seahawks offensive line. They really struggle. And like I said, I don't believe Russell Wilson will be able to make some of the same types of plays that that Kyler Murray was able to make against this defense. I think this defense steps up strong. I think they were embarrassed in this last contest. I think they get it done here. I also like the under 54.5 total points in this one. I think we're in for a little bit of a defensive struggle here, and I think that the Rams will be able to hold down the Seattle Seahawks offense. Now, to talk about, that's all I have as far as the betting side of it. To talk about what I talked about at the top of the video. Why do I believe that Aaron Donald is the most overrated player, defensive player in NFL history? First of all, I want to first say, I'm not saying Aaron Donald is not outstanding. I'm not saying Aaron Donald is not the best defensive player in the league right now, because who am I to disagree with some of the peers that play with him every single Sunday and have seen him up close and personal, and they have nothing but great things to say. A lot of them say that he is the best player in the game. I disagree with that. I think he's an outstanding player, but I wouldn't even say he's the best defensive player to play in today, in my opinion. But when you start talking about the greatest defensive player of all time, I've heard several folks talk about that. When you start talking about that, you start talking about the LTs of the world. I am a New York Giants fan, I have to say, even though I don't do fandom on this channel. So I'm up close and personal with Lawrence Taylor. I've watched that man just about every single game he played in. I've watched hours and hours of film on him. I aspired to be like him whenever I was playing football. And he is a special, special player. And my point, and I'll just say this to you, my point is if I can watch an entire Rams football game and not notice Aaron Donald, he's not the greatest defensive player of all time. Okay? When you watched LT play, for those of you who watched LT play, for those of you who haven't, who are younger, okay, go back and go on YouTube, pull up highlights of this man. You couldn't watch a football game without seeing LT jump off your screen. You had no choice because he was going to be in the backfield, shutting everything down. He's going to be in the backfield, sacking the quarterback, hitting the running back. He was unblockable. He changed the way that the pay scale works in the National Football League. Lawrence Taylor did that, guys. He's the reason why these left tackles get paid the way that they do today is because of that guy. He is so special. He's so far beyond anything I've ever seen on the defensive side of the football. And so, in my opinion, I don't think Aaron Donald is that. So, Rams fans, you'll have to see if you correct me on this if I'm wrong, or let me know if you agree. All right. On the other side, I also talked about earlier in the video, talked about Russell Wilson being highly, highly underrated as far as the quarterback in the NFL. I will share a little stat with you that I found that was very, very interesting. He is the only quarterback in the National Football League with an offensive line rated less than 15th in the league, so in the bottom half of the league, okay, in offensive line efficiency with a better than 2-to-1 interception ratio. He is 9-0 right now. That is incredible, considering that he has no protection whatsoever. He is taking a lot of sacks because he's not turning the football over. But he doesn't have the protection that some of these other top flight quarterbacks like a Matthew Stafford, for example, that he's facing up against in this particular game has. And it's a shame that the Seattle Seahawks have failed to get this man some protection in these past several years because he is one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. So, Seahawks fans, do you agree? Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you think Russell Wilson is, in fact, underrated, or is he rated in the right place? So, with all that being said, guys, thank you for all your support. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Look forward to interacting with you guys. And we're doing very, very well this season. We're going to keep the momentum going. And like I said earlier in the video, guys, if you like this content, you want even more opportunities to make money, please join us on Patreon. Click the link in the description box below. Thank you and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Take care.